why I take risks. I mean, I think I hit on that kind of a little bit before. I think it's just part of how I was raised. I was just raised not to be scared of things that you don't understand or you don't know about, because that's just an opportunity to learn something new. So I don't see why, I don't see why you wouldn't. I constantly strive to learn about the unknown.
So I choke on sun, and the days blur into one in the backs of my eyes, on the things I've never done. Sheets are swaying from an old clothesline, like a row of captured ghosts or old dead grass. There's never much, but we've made the most. Welcome
The dream that I had, as a small child, which was just to want to ride my bike every day. Growing up, it was one of the few things that I looked forward to just all the time. I just always wanted to ride my bike. And now I kind of, in a way, have created a situation in which I can. And it just so happens that the way that I enjoy riding my bike has a lot of risks involved in it. I think just part of the passion that I find, or part of the enjoyment that I find and the passion that I have for these things, is the sport and their ability to allow me to express myself physically and gain mental and physical knowledge at the same time, just by going through that whole process of engaging in tasks that you have no idea whether you can accomplish or not.
I'm not rich, but I live like a millionaire. I live like a millionaire. I live like I ain't got a care in the world, but I do. I care about me and you. I care about me and you. I care about right and wrong. I'm not rich, but I live like a millionaire. I live like a millionaire. I live like I ain't got a care in the world, but I do. I care about me and you. I care about me and you. I care about right and wrong, so I got to be strong.
Risk-taking comes in many different forms and attracts people of all ages and abilities.
I am 52 years old.
I am 33 years old.
I am 26 years old.
I am 31 years old.
It is very simple, yet so complex at the same time, as to what is happening in our bodies while we do these dangerous activities. We take risks because of two simple reasons: the adrenaline rush and the dopamine reward. Pretty easy, right? Well, actually, it isn't so easy. When we dive deep into the mind and body, we really see what is going on. And what we discovered is fascinating.
think risk taking means living on the edge of your comfort zone and maybe just past that. I think it means trying to live every day to the fullest extent. It's not necessarily so much about like doing the gnarliest, sickest thing or scaring yourself to death, as it is like really taking full advantage of this kind of precious life that we have. I'm always kind of trying to keep in the back of my mind is, I want to share my passion for the outdoors, my passion for skiing and mountain biking with my students and athletes, and push them beyond their comfort zone and challenge them. But because there's so much more weight involved there, my tolerance for risk is way lower in those settings as well. And it's also, for me, taking risks is about personal growth. If I always do what is the comfortable thing, I don't think I progress as a human being. I don't progress as an athlete, I don't progress as an educator, I don't progress as a human being. And so I want to always be like pushing the envelope of what it means to be a good human in this world. And so you have to take risks to do that. You have to be willing to fail to do that. Some former students of mine once said, comfort leads to stagnation and struggle leads to growth. And that's something that I think I've internalized throughout my life and pushes me to take those risks. I love being out in the mountains in the winter when the mountains are just coated in white and there's no one else around. And then I do like that element of risk. There is like, you have to use your head more. You can't just like go into autopilot when you're backcountry skiing. You always have to be making decisions and evaluating the snowpack and communicating with your ski partners. And so I think, it requires you to use your head more, it requires you to challenge yourself physically, endurance-wise, and then it's just fun. It's just fun.
An adrenaline rush is a one-of-a-kind feeling that is
Euphoric.
Yep.
Fun.
It's amazing. It's like nothing you'll ever know unless you do it.
When you have an adrenaline rush, your adrenal glands, which are located on top of each kidney, release epinephrine and cortisol. These will raise your heart rate and blood pressure, causing said adrenaline rush. Your blood vessels dilate, causing more oxygen and nutrients to flow to your brain, which enables you to breathe easier and makes you much more alert and on edge. Also, while this is happening, your body is going through a process called glycolysis. Basically, your body has a storage of glucose which is held onto for needed situations. So your body goes into this storage and pulls out that glucose, breaks it down into energy, and uses that energy to fuel your body. This is why when you have an adrenaline rush, you are stronger and faster. Pretty cool, right? Well, get this. People who take risks more often have better developed brains than those who don't. Don't believe it? Well, these risk takers develop more white matter in the prefrontal cortex of their brains. White matter is composed of bundles of myelinated axons, which connect various gray matter areas of the brain to each other and carry nerve impulses between neurons. In English, it helps neurotransmitters travel from point A to point B faster. and this allows the person to make faster and more logical decisions than the average person. Adrenaline is pretty cool, right? While adrenaline is great and all, it can be very scary. You must take risks in order to experience this one-of-a-kind feeling. And with risk comes reward. But to be rewarded is no easy task. It takes lots of skill, determination, strength, and a little bit of fear. And although this reward might be great, things can go wrong. Not everything goes the way it's supposed to.
And her gold is not in her. She's a diamond under her. Wanna lay you down, I'll try my heart. Though I know gold is not in her. And her gold is not in her. She's a diamond under her. Wanna lay you down, I'll try my heart. Though I know gold is not in her.
Oh, you good?
I have broken my leg, separated my shoulder, ruptured my spleen twice, fractured my kidney, collapsed a lung, broken some ribs, bruised some ribs.
I did fracture my scapula in a ski crash in a big mountain ski comp. I've broken my feet.
Broke both my collarbones at the same time, torn multiple ligaments in both knees, fractured arm, broke every bone in my wrist, every single one of my fingers multiple times mountain bike racing, multiple concussions. Yeah, I mean, that's just a short list.
I mean, I've had a lot of really bad falls, but I've only broken my arm a couple times. I broke my back like just once, but just a couple of vertebrae, but it wasn't bad. It didn't have to. It wasn't real bad. Broke both my ankles. I've had like probably 100 stitches, a little bit of dental work.
Typically every time I've been injured, it's doing something that I love, and I would never stop doing something that I love just because it hurt me momentarily.
I mean, you know, you can ragdoll through the powder, you know, off a cliff, whatever. If there's enough powder, it's, you know, you should be all right. But when you fall on a mountain bike or a motorcycle, it's always going to be painful, and it's always going to hurt. And it's not if you're going to get hurt, it's how bad you're going to get hurt. If you're on a mountain bike or a motorcycle, it's like when you're midair and you know it's not going well, you're like, how bad is this going to be? But, you know, risk and reward.
I think injuries go hand in hand with risk-taking. I feel like if you're going to take risks, there's going to be injuries involved. I think it's a given. Obviously I don't like it. You know, case in point, when my son went on a mountain bike race in Angel Fire, he ruptured his spleen and had to be airlifted to a trauma unit to save his life. The scariest moment of my life was that phone call. He survived, thankfully, and again, he is back on his bike and he's taking risks.
It's just part of the game. Everybody crashes. It's the old saying, if you're not falling, you're not learning. So I think you kind of get complacent and lazy, and then, you know, that can lead to crashing, but also if you push yourself, it's just part of it.
Those who are passionate will not give up when they fall over and over and over. They will keep getting up and trying again and again until they physically can't anymore. Risk does lead to failure and pain, but more importantly, it leads to determination and perseverance. while these risk takers continue to get injured, but keep coming back for more.
Still here.
Others seem to wonder, why?
It's like to hike up a mountain and just to be in the most beautiful country in the world, like the beautiful scenery, like the things that we get to see when they're in the backcountry. And I say this all the time, that 99.999% of the world will never see what I see and what the people that I'm with see in the backcountry. And when you're hiking up a mountain, I just get giddy, and sometimes I just start laughing because it's just such an amazing experience and just so grandiose. And it's just, you know, a hawk flies by, a bald eagle flies by. I haven't seen a Sasquatch or a Yeti, but, you know, can you imagine? But anyway, I digress. It's just the most beautiful thing in the world. And that's just the hike up. And then the ride down,
God must be a lonely man sitting high up above in his chariot. God must be the only man who knows why there's no love when you reach the top. It must be so lonely when only you are all that's holy. So lonely when slowly you can see that God must be a lonely man. God must be a lonely man. Not sure you're doing okay. You tell yourself it's fine. It's probably just a phase. It's probably all up in
if you're not scared, why even do it? I mean, that's part of the whole, you know, adrenaline of sports, of extreme sports and doing risky activity is being terrified. I mean, the adrenaline and the high that you get after being like terrified and then pulling it off, you're just like hooting and hollering, and it's just like the greatest high and the greatest feeling you can possibly have. And unfortunately, you chase that high all the time. It's like a drug, you know. I need to scare myself at least a couple times a week, whether it's on my street bike, riding around town, or mountain biking, or dropping this on a mountain bike, or going in the backcountry, or skateboarding, whatever. I need to scare myself at least a couple times a week. Otherwise, I don't feel good. It's that high. You need that high. Being safe out there and being smart and not just hucking just for the sake of hucking. That being said, though, I've done plenty of things that would be construed as being pretty risky. Do I think I'm a adrenaline junkie? Absolutely. I mean, without a doubt. Like, yeah. And it's just a question of finding it. As one gets older and more experienced in life, you have to find, different adrenaline junkie experiences, unfortunately. Or fortunately. I think it's fortunately. So.
shadows settle on the place.
Would I take risks to that extreme? Probably not. Would I like to? Absolutely. I would love to be able to dig deep inside myself and find the courage and the strength to do some of the things that a lot of my friends my own age do. You know, I admire them and they inspire me. But I think that the adrenaline that they have running through their body is a bit different from the adrenaline that runs through my body, because my fear supersedes my desire to go up and backcountry ski or downhill mountain bike race or jump out of an airplane and parachute. My adrenaline makes me be a lot more cautious, and I envy the people that have the ability to go up and do that without fear, or at least they don't show the fear. So one day would I like to do it? Absolutely. Will I do it? Probably not.
Chasing visions of our futures. One day we'll reveal the truth. will die before he gets there. And if you're still bleeding, you're the lucky one. 'Cause most of our feelings, they are dead and they are gone, setting fire to our insides for fun. Collecting pictures from the flood that wrecked our home. Was the flood that wrecked our home. And you caused it. And you caused it. And you caused it. You caused it.
Many people often say some are addicted to adrenaline, but actually, you cannot physically become addicted to adrenaline. You will never get to a point where your body relies on adrenaline just like how a cocaine addict relies on cocaine. However, you can become addicted to a behavior such as eating, gambling, or risk-taking. How, you ask? Well, it all starts in the brain with something called the reward center. Our brain's main goals are to keep us alive and reproduce. So when we do something good, like eat or have sex, our brain produces chemicals that makes us feel good. These chemicals are called neurotransmitters, and they are basically the way our brain and body communicate with each other. The brain produces hundreds of neurotransmitters, but when it comes to addiction, the most important one is dopamine. Dopamine makes us feel good, so we want to do that thing again and again. Basically, our brain is training us like how you train a new puppy. Doing risky stunts will produce even more dopamine than normal activities. So just like that puppy that wants to sit there and get a tasty treat, you want to take more risks because it feels so good. And this is not a bad thing. It is actually quite fascinating when you think about how the mind and body trains you to do something. And even though risk-taking can be addicting, more importantly, it has changed people's lives. Risk-taking and adrenaline has helped people enjoy their lives and live life to the fullest, because they are able to experience special, one-of-a-kind moments that not many others are able to experience.
First off, just coming out of high school, snowboarding was huge for me, and I managed to get sponsored by Burton and get to travel the world, and I rode for Burton for 10 years. And basically by being an extreme junkie, that allowed me to actually not work for 10 years and just travel around and have a great time, and then going to college after that. But just affecting my day-to-day life, it just makes me happier.
I mean, it's definitely a hobby, you know. Even when you're not doing it, it's what I'm paying attention to, or it's what I like to do. And you kind of view everything else in life with that same mentality, I guess. You know, if you're not pushing, you're not really living. So I think that all comes from, you know, extreme sports, though. It just helps shape your personality.
Risk-taking is serious and complex, scary and exciting, but it is truly one of God's greatest creations. Not only does it make us happy, but it brings people together, creates bonds and friendships. And not only does it help us bond with others, but it helps us bond with nature. We are able to get outside and enjoy life. We constantly breathe the fresh mountain air and see amazing sights that not many people get to see. We experience one-of-a-kind moments, and these moments shape who we are as individuals. They are what make us happy, kind, helpful, and unique. They are what make us come back for more. They are what make us adrenaline chasers.
The curtain's gone to bleed the light. The stars are sleeping, the moon's gone fishing. It's time to rise. It's early morning, I wake up breathing. The curtain's gone to bleed the light. The stars are sleeping, the moon's gone fishing. It's time to rise. 'Cause it's a new day, babe. Look at the sunshine. Maybe we can lose the lazy and just go far, drive and find some birds, some bees, and trees. Ooh, I wanna drink the light. 'Cause it's a new day, babe. Look at the sunshine. Maybe we can lose the lazy and just go far, drive and find some birds, some bees, and trees. Ooh, I wanna drink the light. The sun gon' shine down and I'm gonna rise now and I'm gonna ride down on it when it comes. The sun gon' shine down and I'm gonna rise now and I'm gonna ride down on it when it comes.
Want some of that green?